Hey Boo Buddies, Anya here, and today I am turning one of my digital sketches into a watercolor painting. I'm using my characters Lil Boo and Cat from my webtoon over on Instagram and doing them in the style of the American Gothic painting. So this is kind of a fan art, I guess. It's not really a fandom, but it's a classic, and I thought it would be fun. I'm mostly self-taught when it comes to watercolor. It was something that I didn't really have an interest in when I had the opportunity to learn. So I have to, try and remember things I was ignoring from my childhood as I work. When I do art, I usually work the details backwards, so I start with the most detailed thing, but with watercolor you can't do that. You have to kind of work from the background forward, and I'm not really great at that or have the patience for it most of the time, but we're gonna stick to it this time. And so just laying down the background to start, and then slowly but surely we will get those details going. Yeah. When I was paying attention at learning arts and color schemes, I always went lightest to darkest. And again, I can't do that in watercolor because it's really more about what is where and making sure that the right colors don't overtake or bleed into the wrong colors. So again, working back to front. Cat, of course, needed something to be sitting on so that it makes sense for Cat to be on eye level with Boo. So yeah, we'll go with Boo gets the pitchfork and Cat gets a little bale of hay or straw. The house, there's a farmhouse in the original painting, and I didn't want to do just, make it look like they had gone to the spot and had a painting done. I wanted it to look like they were in front of Boo's house. So I had to recreate how I did the watercolor for Boo's house the way I did it in my picture book that just came out in September. And Cat and Boo don't, of course, live together, but they are neighbors, and so obviously they would do this in front of Boo's house. This is Boo's idea, obviously. The roof is probably one of the more frustrating parts because it is actually the darkest color in the whole painting, and it still needs to be part of the background and not take over, but also it needs to be very clear that it's a black slate roof or shingled roof. I guess not most of us don't use slate in our roofs anymore. It's a very modern ghost house, this house that Boo resides in. And also, I have no idea how to make it look like a roof and still not look ridiculous at the same time, because what I would do in a different medium like pencil or marker doesn't work the same in watercolor. Then of course I need to go back over the parts of the house to make sure that the roof on a different plane stands out and that it is not blending in. This part of the house needs a roof too. Yeah. That's the upstairs bathroom right there. And yes, I think about Boo and where they live so much that I know which window in the house goes to what room in my little comic, because I'm a nerd. So there's a lot of browns and making sure that each brown is in the same scheme, because it's a lot of the same colors mixed slightly different, but that each brown stands different from the other browns. So on the house there's two sides with the same beigey brown, and then the center of the house is its own brown, and then the door has to be a completely third different color brown, and then we also have a similar thing with the grays, because the pitchfork uses a gray to make that metallic look, and then cat is also gray, and then of course the windows are a bluey gray so it looks like glass, and then finally the cement walkway in front of the door, which with the two-step stoop, and it's a lot of the same colors and similar colors all right next to each other. So I have to say, watercolor is definitely not my forte, but I think this is a good time. I think we had a good time. And of course I admit to you guys all how, unprofessional I am and untrained, and I just have a good time, and I think it comes out really cute. It's now time for the big moment. I've got quite a bit of details going on, but it is now time to start working on the details of the foreground, and I have to say I might have been more than a little impatiently ready for this. So doing this fan art style watercolor series that I'm currently doing with Boo and Cat, part of it is, for fun, and part of it is also to give Cat a much needed makeover. Cat was supposed to be a character that came about a bit more gradually, but that, when you're working on a project, it's not always how it turns out, and Cat got a little rushed, and I wanted to go back and give Cat a bit more refinement. And so I got to do that with the watercolor, deciding that Cat is gray with a pink nose and needed golden green eyes, and those were already established with the digital painting, but with the watercolor painting we get to see more definition of the shape, and I got to explore more of the ears and also just the color. So I didn't want Cat to be a black cat. Cat is based on my late buddy, who was a fabulous gray cat, but Cat is also based on all of my great buddies and every great cat that is out there. So we just needed to give Cat a bit more refinement, so that they exist in this world that is oh so spooky cute, just a little bit better. Now that Cat is very well established, the only thing left to add to this painting is Boo. And there we have it. We have my Cat and Boo, Cat giving Boo side-eye, Boo holding the pitchfork in front of Boo's house, American Gothic style fan art. And then, of course, the oh so satisfying peeling off of the painter's tape. This painting has already been turned into prints and stickers and whatnot for sale in my Society 6 shop, link below, if that is something you guys are wanting to add to your decorum. The original painting now is hanging in my hallway, and that is where it will stay for at least a little while. I hope you all enjoyed my little fumbling with watercolors and found inspiration in your own art journey. Until next time, Boo Buddies!